In this video, we're going to discuss the terms of redox chemistry. So redox chemistry is reduction oxidation. Reduction oxidation are the transferring of electrons from one element to another. So an example of this might be iron solid plus 2 HCl's becoming FeCl2 and H2. Here's an example of a metal being digested by acid, becoming an ion and forming H2 gas. Certain metals, when you put them into acids, will start to bubble and the metal will dissolve away. Those bubbles are hydrogen gas, and it's dissolving because the solid is becoming an aqueous ion. What's happening here is that the iron is losing an electron. In fact, it's losing two. Our iron originally is solid. It has no charge. There's no other ions around. It's just neutral metal. But over in the FeCl2, well, chlorides are Cl minus, and I have two of them, so that must be an iron with a 2 plus charge. That's an iron 2 chloride, ferrous chloride. Well, our iron atoms became 2 plus ions. If we think about what's going on with the other elements, well, while HCl gas is a covalent molecule, once it's dissolved in solution, really this becomes ionic. The bond between H and Cl is pretty weak and they separate. Really this is a Cl minus and an H plus. Well, we're still Cl minuses in our iron chloride, but to make H2, there's no other atoms around. They have to be neutral. There has to be no charge on the hydrogens. So our hydrogens used to be positive and became neutral, and our irons used to be neutral and became positive. Electrons were transferred. The iron gave away two electrons. Each hydrogen picks one up and becomes neutral. Terms for this, reduction. Reduction is the process of gaining electrons. Oxidation is the process of losing electrons. However, the terms kind of depend on how you're looking at something. In terms of how we would use these terms, the iron was oxidized. The hydrogen was reduced. However, when we discuss it kind of in the other direction, we also would say that the iron was the reducing agent, and that the hydrogen was the oxidizing agent. What's going on here is, well, in the first set of statements, we are telling you what happened to the iron or the hydrogen. The iron lost electrons. It was oxidized itself. The hydrogen gained them. It was reduced itself. However, what did the iron do in the solution instead of what happened to it? Oh, the iron made something else become reduced. It was the reducing agent. The thing it did was to make another element be reduced. As to the hydrogen, well, originally the hydrogen was reduced. What occurred to the hydrogen? It gained electrons. What did the hydrogen do to other things? It oxidized them. It took electrons from something else. So depending on how you're looking at it, are you talking about what happened to that element, or are you talking about what that element did? Both oxidized and reduced get used. You have to be careful how you're describing what's occurring. These are very common reactions. Transferring electrons is one of the major classes of chemistry reactions. Not every reaction moves electrons, but many do. For those reactions that do transfer electrons, we often can harness that transfer to do useful work. An electron flow is a current. If you're moving electrons from one thing to another, you can use that current to power devices. As you'll see in later videos, this is how we can accomplish things such as electroplating, potato batteries, and things of that nature.